Hey everybody, this is Lane Kawaoka, and this is the third episode, June 2018, for Hawaii Real Estate News Now. You there, Dean?
Yep, here, loud and clear.
We made it. Made it all the way to the third one. So before we get started, just a legal disclaimer. Always use your professional tax or legal advisor. We're just a couple of real estate guys. And so Dean, you're gonna talk a little bit about market stats and a little bit about Mililani, and then we'll kind of get into the economy to give people a quick update. But here's your information up here. If you guys want to get a hold of Dean, contact him on LinkedIn or YouTube. Probably the best way of getting a hold of him is email.
Yep. I actually wanted to change that quote. I was gonna put I watched the noblest. What? No, I'm sorry. I watched the Greatest Showman this weekend. So I wanted to put the P.T. Barnum quote. The noblest art is that of others happy, and I thought was kind of appropriate. And,
What was that quote again?
the noblest art is that of making others happy.
Hey.
Okay, I just wanted to start with some statistics for, again, this is Oahu, and we're talking about median prices. So we're seeing an upward trend as we're coming from spring into summer. So we see an upswing of single family prices up to 790,000, up 11% from last year. Closed sales also upswing 3% up to 289. And of course, and days of market on market for single family is also dropping 6%. On the median condo prices, we're seeing also uptick for prices at 416K, closed sales up 13% at 547 sales, and days on market is actually going up 20% at 18 days, but that's still less than half a month days on market for both median for single family and for condo. So of course, still definitely a seller's market as we're going into the summer peak time.
Yeah, I mean, one day is like 20% already.
Right. So I mean, that's pretty much nothing.
I mean, does it normally just play around between 15 days and 20 days? Is that kind of
It's been actually it's swung in the last couple months, and I've seen it up into the 20s too. But like you said, I mean, these smaller upticks here and there don't mean much. I mean, the one thing that they do say, I think I mentioned in the other webinars, is that the condo trends are often the leading indicators, and with the single families soon to follow. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to read into it and say, days on market is going up for condo prices. So maybe that could mean we're getting into a buyer's market. I wouldn't even go there, but that is what they say, though, like that the condo side tends to be the leading indicator. And
what's your guess on why that's the case? Is it like because it's like more of the value investor goes in there first and they don't have too much money
you mean the days on market?
Yeah, why are they kind of leading? Why are they leading indicators for the rest of the market?
That's a good question. It possibly could be because condo market is a little more dynamic and quicker to react. Can be quicker to react. You know what I mean? And like you said, you have more investors playing. Yeah, so that could be tied to like market and what the investors are doing. That's a good point.
Right, it takes someone a little bit longer to write that extra $400,000 check.
Yeah. And also, one thing I wanted to bring up are the trends for the new listings. If we look at single family and condo new listings in the last 3 months, we see that there's an uptick. Yeah. So we see for a single family, we're going from 667 in February to 748 new homes listings for single family, and then same thing on the condo townhouse side from 377 in February, and we have 506 new listings in April. So that's good sign for the buyers, a little bit, and it's just, I think, a sign that everyone's starting to getting in full swing for the spring summer timeframe.
Is that like in terms of like the throughout the last few years, have we ever gone over 800,000
That's
listings?
a good question. I haven't looked into that. I think though my hunch is that it's kind of around this range because our inventory is relatively low and it doesn't go up too much. You know what I mean? So the big spikes are gonna be like when there's like a new um, like Eva neighborhood that they put a whole bunch of stuff on the block, or even maybe on the Kawaoka side, yeah, when that shows a little some spikes here and there. But overall, we're still on an island, and real estate is limited. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and the next one I wanted to talk about is something near and dear to me, neighborhood spotlight, and I picked the neighborhood of Mililani this time around. Um, just wanted to get some stats and some the good, the bad, and the ugly, I guess.
And I
Um,
grew up here, so it can't be that bad.
and I just moved here last year, so there you can. That's my disclaimer of being biased. But I moved from Aiea too, so and you'd say that I kind of didn't move at my own free will, maybe. But anyway, here's some scoops on Mililani. Population is about 50,000. We have about say about 30,000 on the Mililani town side and about 20,000 on the Mililani Maka side. Mililani town side has been around for 50 years already, with the first houses offered for sale in 1968 by Castle and Cook. The houses started off at cheapest homes at $25,000 for 884 square foot home. This is all plantations owned by Castle and Cook. Then in 1992, that's when Malco was the first houses in Malco were completed, and homeowners started moving in. And we have a Mililani Town Association that rules over the entire Mililani town and Malca side. As of yesterday, the 20th of May, I looked up to see what's available on the MLS. So we have single family homes on the town side. We had 13 available, 14 on the Malca side, and townhouses and condos available. We had 21 available in Mililani town side, and 9 available in Mililani Malca. So some good things that I enjoy about Mililani. One is the weather. Again, this is
A little cooler, yeah,
relative.
out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's cooler than yeah, for sure. So I mean, I haven't installed any air conditioning yet. Went through one summer and no AC yet, but yeah, it's relatively cool. We have some really good schools. As you can see by U.S. News had ranked Mililani High School #1 in 2018. We have recreation centers, 7 recreation centers. We have our own golf course, golf club. Really close by in YPO, we have Costco. We have our own Walmart. We have, again, the Mililani Town Association, which is good because it keeps
People from painting their homes pink and yellow, right?
yeah, and nice yards, not halico growing all over the place in the front yard. And we have good youth sports too. So on the bottom left, you see the COBA, the Central Oahu Baseball Association. I just signed up my son for the Shetlands Summer League this past week, and been hearing some good things about the Mililani Baseball League, where and it could be cyclical, but now the Mililani baseball is supposed to be pretty solid, and supposedly kids from other regions flock to play Mililani baseball. I mean, and again, it could be cyclical. At one point in time, I heard like, oh, Manoa had really good, youth sports and stuff. And of course, it's also relative and to everyone's biases.
Yeah.
And then good food places to eat. One of my favorites, Milani restaurant, good fried noodles, good katsu. A lot of good places to eat.
Yeah. And Milan is kind of a little bit isolated. And
Yep.
I think that's what kind of makes it a nice community, especially for all the sports leagues.
Yeah, they say it's a great place to raise kids, and that's my why I ended up moving this way last year and selling my house in IAL.
Yeah. So the
But
builder was what? Castle and Cook for even Malka side?
yep. Yep.
Who's
And
who's the builder out in Eva? Is this
I think there's multiple ones because was it Haseko? They had the golf course out there too.
oh, okay.
But then upcoming by Castle and Cook coming up 2019, I believe, is going to be the Core Ridge, right?
Right, and that'll be Castle Cook again.
Yep, because that's their ag land that they own. So similarly, they're going to be having
Right.
those come
So
up.
what did you hear about like the builders? Like is Castle and Cook just a little bit better than the what you'll find out in Eva? Just like construction?
I don't want to go there,
Yeah.
uh, but I mean, if you look at Malco, which was Castle and Cook's, what they have Castle and Cook have other small builds, but like Malco, you talk about how they developed the area and that area is appreciated like one of the highest I think in the last 20 years. So I mean, if that's anything to say about the quality and how they developed the neighborhood, then maybe that's a sign, in terms of that appreciation.
Yeah. I guess it's all how you take care of your own house, right?
That's a big part of it too. So along with this, the good side, there's also the bad side, right? And so the bad side of this is, of course, the traffic. So, and again, it's relative to where you work. I am coming mostly from downtown, so I'm commuting. That commute can be kind of killer. Um, and I think this picture might have been when the overpass got knocked. No, this is a really bad accident, but it can really shut it down. So from downtown to Mililani town side, it takes me a little over an hour to get home on average. And when there's a big accident or an overpass falls down, then I don't plan on. Then I'll go to my parents' house in IAL or something.
Take a nap there. I mean, that's just what
Or
a lot of people do in Eva, right? They
yeah,
stay at their parents' house downtown. And it takes longer to
yeah,
get back home to Eva.
yeah. So I mean, it just gotta make it work for you, right? If you're willing to, like you said, it's a great place for your kids, or for to raise families. So that's why I think the attraction is there, and you get to counter it with these kind of things. I also put the MTA, or the Mililani Town Center, as a downside too, because some people can look at associations as a negative thing. They're not allowed to do what they want to do, and a lot of people feel like it's their home. Why can't they, like you said, Lane, paint it pink, or let the bushes grow, or build a little shed on the side of the house or something like that. So
Right.
some people view as the Milani Town Association as being a negative aspect, and I've actually heard of people who've gotten so sick of it that they packed up and moved out, sold and moved out.
Yeah, but it's not that costly, right? Like it's like
No, it's like
$100 a
30.
year, right?
Yeah.
Or something
No,
very
it's like 33 bucks a month.
yeah.
But along with that comes with all of the 7 recreation centers, and they do all kinds of activities, like the at Easter and Halloween. They run all kind, and they do movie nights at the rec centers where you can go down and have your kids watch movies in a safe atmosphere, kid friendly shows, and they also even have like they'll babysit your kids for an evening so you can go out and have date night with mom and dad. So all kinds of very family friendly activities, and there are benefits. I see definitely the benefits outweigh the negativities for the association in my mind.
And Taps and Apps has karaoke on Thursdays, right? You like to go?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to go with you, Lane. I
Yeah.
want to hear your pipes, man. Seriously.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see one of these days. Maybe if I
Yep.
get past the traffic.
Yep. That's what I have.
All right. Well, yeah, if you guys want to get my book, you guys can text ebook to 587-317-6099. But kind of go quickly through the market update here, some of the market drivers this month. The jobs report for this is for the United States of America, so not just Hawaii, but it kind of drives. Hawaii kind of follows the national market, and these are kind of the national indicators. So the jobs report came out in April, and it was a little bit of a disappointment. Job creation rose from March, but it came in below expectations. And a lot of times, just like stocks, right? Like it doesn't really matter if the company's doing well. It's whatever the street's expectations was. So if you don't hit it, then the price is kind of moving in one direction. 64,000 new jobs added in April, and that was below the 190,000 expected. And you guys can all find this on the Bureau of Labor Statistics. 135,000 recorded in March, which was revised higher from 103,000. They had to change their data. But overall, the unemployment rate fell to 18-year low, 3.9%. A lot of the real estate investors, I think you'll probably agree with me, Dean, probably question that number a little bit. It's the government trying to hide things, just like the inflation rate.
And doesn't it like not include all the full-time unemployed that don't come back to keep on,
Yeah, they doesn't include all the people that have given up.
Right.
And then a lot of you hear about it a lot today, with all the hipsters, a lot of people working part-time. They're not working to their full potential. So they could just be working like 4 hours a day. But in these surveys, however scientific they are, they count as a employed person.
And nothing wrong with that, right? They're like P.T. Barnum, right? They're following their passion, right?
I guess. But yeah, wage growth fell 2.6% on an annual basis, down from 2.9% recorded in January. The unemployment's doing well, but I think 2014 to 2017, I think a lot of people were investing in like places like Texas. That it's just been on fire. It's just been kind of slowing down a little bit. It's still moving, in the green direction, but the velocity has slowed down. It's not accelerating through as much anymore. You can also look at the month-to-month hourly earnings report, 0.1% versus 0.2% expected there. So got the chart here where the mortgage bonds are, and the way to read this chart is when you see the bond prices moving higher, that means the home loan rates are improving, and when the bond prices are moving lower, home loan rates are getting worse. So this is the government's way of doing this thing called quantitative tightening. We've all heard of quantitative easing, which after the 2008 stock crisis or the housing crisis, the government wanted to infuse more capital into the system. So, there's been a lot of money pumped into the system, and this quantitative tightening is a way of relieving some of that and kind of getting dry power back into the economy. So the quantitative easing created $3.7 trillion in the last few years. And the quantitative tightening will drain liquidity from the markets. So it's just something to be aware of, the government's trying its best to kind of even these ups and downs out. It'll happen. I'm always kind of looking for investment properties, that cash flow. But from a home investor side, I guess if you're looking to buy a home, find somewhere that you're going to stay long term. I think that's my takeaway.
And plus too, the tightening is probably gonna bring out some inflation, right? And that's kind of what they're trying to go after. And real estate investments are a great inflation hedge, right? Wouldn't you say that, Ling?
Right. You lock up 30-year debt. You talk to any old person and they give you these grandma and grandpa stories of how they bought their house in Mililani for what would you say, $25,000? And they probably had a mortgage on that for like $100 a month. And they're probably and they might be paying off their mortgage now, but their mortgage is $100, right? And that's the same phenomenon that's going to happen, even though the prices are like, geez, I don't even know, like 30 times higher than that today. But yeah. Just think of it 30 years from now, another 30 times more.
To your point, yeah, you take out a loan and your loan at say whatever $400,000, those each dollar will be worth less, right? Through so
Right, right. So there's this phenomenon, like, most people are adverse to debt, but, in my opinion, the debt is the biggest asset here,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
very counterintuitive, but
yeah.
yeah, you guys can come to a ReiAloha meetup and we can talk about that all day.
Which is when is the next one?
We usually try and do it every third Thursday of the month, but yeah, if you guys on the bottom there, if you guys are interested in that, you guys can text Aloha to 314-665-1767.
And the
But
venue does change, right?
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of getting tired of the current. Trying to find some more fun places.
Hey, taps and naps in Mililani. Maybe you could try that one.
We can try it. We can try it on a Thursday. Why don't we try that one time?
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. If you guys like this is the third episode for back issues one. Try and Google us, Hawaii Real Estate News Now. Find our YouTube channel and subscribe there for a whole bunch of other investment topics too. We just recorded a webinar on buying your home. Yeah, I'm sure if you guys reach out to Dean, he can dig that up for you.
Thanks, Nick.
Contact information down there. All right. Anything else, Dean? You working on anything?
No, this yeah, it's peak season for you sellers and you buyers. So if you want any more information on what your property might be worth, or how much equity you have in it, to see what you can do in terms of investments, or if looking to buy it, then hit me up anytime. Love to chat, talk story.
Okay. All right, man.
Thanks,
Take it
mate.
easy.
You
Bye.
too, man.